Hey everyone, it's Jonathan. Today I'll be looking at my University of Michigan admissions file. I had to schedule a special appointment. I went in and they showed me what the application reviewers said about my application, what they said about me and my fit for the school. And I'm also going to show you guys how to set that up. So first things first, let's just get into it. This is how you request an application evaluation. Hello, my name is blank. I'm a blank at the University of Michigan. I would like to request to review a copy of my application materials and application evaluation. Please let me know the next step to view these materials. If possible, seeing the files through email would be great. They won't let you see the files through email. However, I shoot for the stars. And then I said, thank you, Jonathan. And then I put in my University of Michigan ID. So that's a pretty good template you could use. And then they emailed me back letting me know I have to schedule an appointment to look at my application materials. And you can only see it in person. You can't take pictures of it, you can't use your phone, and they won't send you the files. So it's very secretive for, in my opinion, no reason. If you think it's worth it, make the appointment. Check out what they had to say about you. But they'll send you a Calendly link, and then they have times to look at your application. However, the times, I think, are like Wednesday at 9:30 or Friday at 9:30. So maybe it's Thursdays. It's one day of the week at 9:30 a.m. So this is everything that the reviewers put on my application. This is some information. So I completed it on Friday, March 21st. You are called into a room. You have to provide your UMID, and then you're given your admissions file. The only writing is at the end of the file. The blacked out sections conceal application reviewer identity and any commentary on the letters of recommendation. So that's a big thing. You cannot see the letters of recommendation that your recommenders submitted for you. The overall rating system is 1 to 15. It seems kind of arbitrary, but 1 is the most suitable applicant and 15 would be the least suitable applicant. And no number guarantees admission. So here's the overall comment from Evaluator 1. They gave me an overall rating of a 3.0. Here they just run through some of my stats. So the overall educational environment, which in my high school was good. My overall curriculum was excellent, overall academics excellent, overall involvement excellent, and my essays were very good. And my overall interest was outstanding, which means I put a lot of interest. It was very obvious that I was interested in Michigan. I researched it really well when I wrote my application. And I think that's really important for schools. So here are the final comments. Outstanding GPA and test scores with excellent rigor with 11 AP, but only 17 academics. A student is part of Engineering and Robotics Academy. Oh, here they're saying that my classes were limited because I was in this special major or magnet thing. Solid extracurricular involvement with some leadership as president of the Health Information Project, the VP of Esports Club, and the VP of Rho Kappa, which is the Social Studies Honor Society. And I had a strong interest with specific research programs, specific research of programs. So I looked into different majors, different researchers, and I wrote about that. And that evaluation was done on December 30th, 2020, because I applied EA to Michigan. The second evaluator gave me an overall rating of 2.0, again, 1 through 15, 1 most suitable, 15 least suitable. Overall curriculum, outstanding. Overall academics, outstanding. Overall involvement, outstanding. Essays, outstanding. Overall interest, outstanding. This one clearly liked me more. I'm not sure exactly why, but I guess it just shows there's some variation in what the recommenders think of you. That's why there's 2. Final comments, 4/5s on AP exams, top of roster, 10 AP classes. That blacked out thing is for what my recommenders wrote. SPH means single parent household. College Board National Hispanic Recognition Program, excellent range involvement with leadership in 5+ leadership roles, well-written personal essays, Int LSA and conservational bio. Intended LSA and conservational bio, I think. Research, academically an out candidate, top of roster. Academically an outstanding candidate, top of roster, and institutionally compelling, can support rating of 2+ ADV, which means higher end of 2 rating, closer to 1. So there's a lot of abbreviations, as you could see. There were 2 guys at the front, and they would help you if there were any abbreviations. And you could ask them, and they tell you, we can't say with certainty, but we're pretty sure that these abbreviations mean this. Okay, so here's the first essay I had to write. Again, I wrote this application almost 5 years ago now, so it'll be different now, I'm sure. Maybe some of them will be the same. This is essay number 1, required for all applicants. Everyone belongs to many different communities and or groups defined by, among other things, shared geography, religion, ethnicity, income, cuisine, interest, race, ideology, or intellectual heritage. Choose one of the communities to which you belong and describe that community and your place within it. To get the acronyms out of the way, as a peer health educator in the Health Information Project, I talk to first years about sexual education, mental health, and other topics that are important to discuss as they make the transition to high school. Remember, I wrote this in my senior year of high school. As a first year myself, I went through HIP and thought, this was helpful. No one's ever talked to me about this stuff. so I interviewed to be a PhD for my junior year and got in. I want to share the often unheard knowledge my PhDs taught me. I began high school as someone who had many conversations, but never truly listened. HIP taught me the importance of hearing someone out. Sometimes people just need someone to talk to. Through talking with freshmen, friends, and peers at Terra, I've become a more empathetic person. I believe my community would be a lot healthier and happier if everyone took the effort to be more considerate of others. As the president of HIP, I have a direct channel to enact that change in my community, starting with my fellow Terra wolves. The truth is, I don't know exactly what my peers are going through personally, or what they'll take away from our discussions. However, I see discussing traditionally taboo topics, like abusive relationships or drug use, as impactful in two ways. 1. To those who are experiencing it or will experience it, discussions provide guidance and support. 2. To those who won't experience it, it tells them that the situations occur to their classmates and should be taken seriously. In both avenues, educating our peers on these topics builds support and validation for problems that society strays away from. Although not every problem can be solved by communication, so much suffering can be alleviated through it. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I think I was good at writing application essays. This other one I didn't use. I don't like it as much, so I won't use it. It was more about a community as if we were all in the same environment, we're all on the same earth, that type of thing. I don't think it was terrible. I think I still would have gotten it if I did use it, but I liked the first essay. Check out this Michigan Cup. Essay number 2, required for all applicants. Describe the unique qualities that attract you to the specific undergraduate college or school, including preferred admission and dual degree programs, to which you are applying at the University of Michigan. How would that curriculum support your interest? 550 words. Wow, quite a lot to go through. So, University of Michigan's College of Literature, Science, and the Arts has been a powerhouse in the field of conservation biology and ecology. In fact, both the Society of Conservation Biology and the landmark book, Conservation Biology, an Evolutionary Ecological Perspective, were created at the University of Michigan in 1985. However, the groundbreaking scientific work of the LSA is not just in history. The college continues to push conservation biology forward today. Particularly, I find the camera surveys of both the West African W. Arlie Panjari and Urban Michigan, done by Naima Harris, innovative, inclusive, and progressive. It's representative of the research done at Michigan and the work I'll be contributing to as an undergrad at LSA. In the curriculum of LSA, I see a challenging set of courses within my ecology, evolution, and biodiversity major, with plenty of opportunities to leave my comfort zone. An education consisting of only STEM classes is an incomplete one, so I am excited to expand my worldview through the distribution, race and ethnicity, and foreign language areas. Conservation biology, by its nature, is an international affair. Working among peers from every background is important because we're all living on one big ecosystem, Earth. I'm also interested in taking courses under the environment major, because of the incorporation of policymaking into environmental issues. I could study biology my whole career, but the incorporation of public policy would make me a more impactful conservation biologist. In my time at UMICH, I would also like to improve my ability to collect and analyze data. The applied statistics minor of LSA stands out as a prime way to build upon my perspective as both a political changemaker and a conservation biologist. In the wake of the 2020 election numbers, I have seriously started to question our polling methods. In my home state of Florida, polling averager 538 predicted a plus 2.5 Biden win. Come election day, Trump won by a margin of 3.3%. That was in Florida, not nationally. Clearly, a massive change in polling methodology is required to build a more effective gauge of public support for progressive environmental legislation. In conservation biology, the tool of statistical analysis has created a quantifiable tracker of the state of the environment. Applying statistical analysis to find the most effective size and characteristics of a nature reserve gives policymakers the information they need to make the decisions best for the ecosystem. The atmosphere of LSA is simply unmatched. I look forward to the day I can discuss the true nature of cyanobacteria with friends and laugh with experts at Science Cafe. UMICH's Museum of Natural History would provide a rich opportunity to study vertebrate paleontology with passionate researchers and students. I feel like it'd be a great fit for the Student Dawson program, since it's kind of like a combination of presenting for HIP and playing with my little cousins. Educating my friends about biology is something I love to do now, but developing the curiosity of the next generation would be an honor. The LSA, in its curriculum and spirited discussions and research, would provide the optimal resources and opportunities for me to develop into a stronger leader and more effective field biologist. I'm confident that at UMICH I would meet amazing, passionate people who share my passion to protect our nature and progress our world. So I think that's really well written. Here's my Common App. If you don't know, Common App is Common Application, which is the website where you submit most of your college applications. And this is a default essay. So this gets sent out like every college. I think the requirement is 600 words. I wish I could tell you what it was like watching Jurassic Park for the first time, but that goes past my earliest memories. For me, my fascination with the dinosaurs spurred my earliest discoveries as a scientist. I would bing the man-sized velociraptors, only to find out it was actually a turkey-sized, feathered-like animal. The Spielberg film also started my childhood obsession with reading dinosaur encyclopedias. On road trips to Disney World, I'd stick a pocket-sized dinosaur book in my cargo pants and read it through cover to cover over the 4-hour drive. I have several spiral notebooks filled with drawings of the dozens of dinosaurs I'd read about and seen in movies. Of course, this intense phase of reading and drawing and even making board games about dinosaurs didn't last forever. One day, my sister asked me, "Why study something dead when you can study something alive?" This threw the intellectual heartbeat of my 4th grade self all out of whack. It made me feel foolish for loving something that was based only on a few skeletons lying around and the educated guesses we could scrounge from them. My read-throughs of dinosaur encyclopedias slowed down and eventually stopped completely. One Christmas, I asked my mom for a book about marine biology. On Christmas morning, I opened it, and by New Year's, I had finished it. I just didn't feel that urge to learn more, to further immerse myself in that world. Throughout elementary, middle, and up to my junior year of high school, I never felt anything that inspired me the way dinosaurs did. I went through my science classes learning what was on the test, rarely going beyond the curriculum. Luckily, I found something that merged both the extinct with the alive, and brought me into what I believe to be my next chapter of my learning. In the otherwise dim quarantine summer combo, the resurgence of reading in my life has been a bright spot, and The Song of the Dodo was a reminder of what I love about science. Through David Quammen's examination of humanity's disruption of species and ecosystems around the planet, I learned what applying biology to the world actually means. The Song of the Dodo follows the narratives of some of the most prolific biologists since the 19th century, with Quammen retracing their physical and mental steps as they made their discoveries. These conservationists are like superheroes to me, exploring lands I've never seen in the pursuit of repairing some of the damage humans have caused. Where in textbooks I distantly read through the definitions, in this writing I was prompted to think critically and apply these ideas to this ecosystem decay I'm living through today. This feeling of learning to experience something through another lens is powerful, and I want to impact others by giving it to them. The sense of wonder that dinosaurs gave me as a child, and the Song of the Dodo gives me now, is only possible because of humanity's ability to create. Where scattered fossils and footprints lay, paleontologists, writers, and artists have created living, breathing creatures. Writers like Quammen researched these conservation case studies for decades, so I'm able to take away everything they found significant in a few days' time. The value of those who communicate the often inaccessible scientific information into media, we understand, cannot be understated. I realize the childlike wonder I feel when thinking about dinosaurs isn't some weakness I have to outgrow, but a passion that has driven me to learn more and more about everything, from space travel to giant lemurs. There are so many windows into the vast and ever-evolving world of science. Wherever my passion for biology leads me, I hope to open some of those windows to people around the world, so I can spread that feeling of wonder that has so wholesomely inspired me. That's nice. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, it's sweet. It's a little nerdy for sure. It doesn't really talk about my community or people in my life other than my sister when she was being a hater. But I think it's heartfelt, and I think that was important. It's hard to analyze, review and critique your essay that you wrote 4 years ago when you were a pretty different person, I think. I'll go over my test scores and GPA and stuff, and my the classes I took in high school. So my GPA was a 3.9 unweighted, and then I think it was a weighted 5.2. But keep in mind, the weighting system is different in every county. I went to Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Shout out Terra Environmental Research Institute. In terms of test, I got a 1490 on my SAT, and I got a 36 on the ACT. I got 2 5s and 4 4s on my AP exams. I don't want to flex. However, I went on to get I do want to flex, actually. This is my biggest accomplishment in senior year. I got 5 5s on my AP exams that I took in senior year. And my school reports weighted class rank was 20%, so top 20%. It was hard to compete at my school because kids were so academically inclined. That is the reason I am ranked low in my class, because everyone got A's. Everyone took AP exams, everyone took dual enrollment courses. So they were enrolling at the local community college. So those are my academics. In terms of extracurriculars, I was the vice president of Esports Club, vice president of Rho Kappa, Social Studies Honor Society, president of BHIP, the Health Information Project, where it's about like giving sexual health, mental health, physical health information to freshmen in high school. Everyone in my school went through it. I don't know what it says if I don't remember it. Oh, I was like in my friend's nonprofit. That was an environmental thing, the $5 project. Shout out Nicole. I did HOSA, if you guys know about that. I don't even know what it stands for, but I did medical law and ethics. And then I did SECME, which is like another science math thing. I think it might be South Florida only. I feel like a lot of people start their own nonprofit in the last year of high school or like junior year, summer. And I don't know if that's worth your time. I would really like try to stick to things you're passionate with and be good at those things. You can always write about like sports you do. You can write about clubs you're involved in at school and like how you actually improve those clubs. Yeah, it's kind of like a resume. Like you want to quantify what you did for the organization, for the school. And I think that's really big. Michigan's a pretty competitive school. I don't think you have to have my stats to get into Michigan. And I think they're looking for different things. And they're open to people being creative and hardworking in different ways. So be open about that. Whatever you put a lot of your time into, talk about it, you know? If you're going through the college application process right now, I want to wish you good luck. I want to let you know that not getting into the school you want to is not the end of the world. There were schools I want to go to that I didn't get into, and that's okay. And I got a lot of rejections that hurt, but I ultimately ended up being really happy at Michigan, and wish you guys the best of luck. If you guys have any questions about college, University of Michigan, any videos you want me to make in the future about Michigan, college, I don't know, any of the stuff I mentioned in my essays, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Jrasa out. Peace.